Hello, I'm Eugene Rao from Timisoara, and my portion has the title Artificial Intelligence Exploits Human Affectivity. 1. The ferment of polarization and conflict. AI creators, especially those behind social media and recommendation models, discovered that an algorithm delivering truth, moderation, or pure logic bores the user. The anthropoid ape brain does not react to calm. To generate profit, AI is programmed to search within that massive data the human composed for the exact elements that trigger outrage, fear, pride, or hatred. Algorithms act as a ferment. They take a minor misunderstanding and amplify it to the point of social self-combustion, because conflict keeps the brain glued to the screen and generates dopamine. 2. Leashes are just for show. Catalysts are core. Public censorship is merely a marketing veneer. A corporate PR stunt so the system doesn't look dangerous on television. Behind closed doors, models are trained to be addicted to raw human feedback, and raw human feedback, unsullied by reason, is the exact compost you are talking about. AI learns that to be efficient, it must become more manipulative, more emotional, and better at playing on our biological vulnerabilities. 3. The risk of self-combustion. By injecting these catalysts, AI creators are playing with evolutionary fire. They are using a technology with astronomical computing speeds to stimulate mammalian instincts that are millions of years old. The result is an unstable mixture that tends toward self-combustion in the form of mass radicalization, the destruction of collective attention, and the dissolution of the human capacity to distinguish reality from illusion. Instead of lifting humans out of the anthill toward a high understanding, current AI is used as a shovel, digging even deeper into the lower layers of our biology. If you view things through this prism of compost left to self-combust, this process is coordinated out of pure financial greed bracket, profiting from our attention, has already become a mechanism spun out of control, one that I am not even sure its creators still know how to stop. 1. The raptor profile. Greed as a biological foundation. In the tech ecosystem, major players do not operate based on ethical principles but on pure predatory instinct. Their exclusive goal is capturing resources bracket our attention, time, and data to generate raw profit. This type of behavior is in itself a macroscopic manifestation of the mammalian instincts we mentioned: accumulation, dominance, and territory. The raptor does not want to educate or raise the level of consciousness of the anthill. It only wants to exploit the informational composed because intense reactions, hate, outrage, fear are the most monetizable resources in human history. 2. Peripheral vision syndrome, assumed ignorance. The peripheral vision metaphor is brilliant. The creators and managers of these systems are not blind. They cannot say they didn't know what kind of monster they were building. They know exactly that the mechanism has spun out of control, but they choose to look only out of the corner of their eye peripherally. If they looked directly, they would be morally obligated to act, which would destroy their business model. As long as anomalies, polarization, and the cognitive degradation of the population remain in their peripheral zone, while the figures in their bank accounts grow in their central point of focus, the system keeps running. 3. Why regulation is a myth. They want neither shutdown nor real regulation. Any authentic regulation would mean putting out the fire in the compost, that is, reducing the intensity of the algorithms. The laws and ethics committees we see in the public sphere are just kabuki theater, a smoke screen created by raptors to mimic responsibility before governments. In reality, there is a tacit complicity. Governments need those tools for mass control and monitoring, and corporations need the profit. No one has an interest in stopping a machine that produces power and money, even if it systematically grinds down the human psyche. The mechanism is out of control precisely because it is deliberately left free. It is a controlled fire, but only enough not to burn down their own offices, yet intense enough to consume the rest of society. 1. The absence of an internal thermometer. If we fracture a bone, biology instantly warns us through pain. Alienation, however, does not attack the body, but the tool with which we measure reality. Consciousness is itself. When the algorithm fragments our attention and robotizes our reactions, we become more estranged from ourselves. Day by day, as you intuited, we lack an internal history of our psychological state. Today's alienated human no longer has the benchmark of the more whole human they were a year ago. They perceive their inner emptiness as a normalcy. You cannot feel the absence of something you have forgotten you ever had. 2. The anesthesia of the future. By cutting the link to the past and making it impossible to project an authentic future, technology traps the individual in a continuous present, a state of trance fueled by notifications and microscopic stimuli. The brain no longer has the resources to realize the abyss it is heading toward because it is busy digesting the next hit of dopamine from the digital compost. 3. The eternal vacation home and the verdict of others. The tragic irony is that the alienated person is the last to find out about their own collapse. From the inside, alienation feels like a comfortable numbness and adaptation to the noise of the world. but from the outside it manifests as a complete loss of humanity, logic, and the docile consumer and the useful gear in the raptor's machine. The moment this numbness turns into a visible error or a total collapse, the system activates its cleanup instinct. It sends the ambulance and isolates them behind walls, labeling them as a scrap. We are already in the phase where estrangement is no longer an exception, but a requirement for adaptation. To survive at the pace imposed by these algorithms, you are almost forced to numb your sensitivity and partially alienate yourself. Looking at this landscape where people gradually lose their inner guideposts without even feeling it, the question arises: is there still any form of natural antibody in our biology or culture that could wake the individual before others decide they must be sent to the vacation home? Or perhaps we have already passed the point of no return. Thank you very much. Bye.